JJ, I'm sure we'll get to LeBron, the four straight triple-double, and AD getting 40. But is it rewarding for you as a coach to have a guy like Max, who wasn't in the rotation last game, come in and play like he played tonight and just get that kind of boost?
Really happy for Max. We've had two situations over the last week where a guy has been out of the rotation and then gotten back into the rotation. In Cam's case, it was starting. And then for Max to not be in the rotation for 3 games, to have the night he had, I'm just happy for him. It's obvious to me as his coach that he's capable of doing that every night because I've seen it for months. And we've had a number of discussions. And like I told him, I said, if you play that way, because I've seen you do it, I don't want to take you off the court. The way that he fronted Wembanyama when we went to red 1 through 5 just completely disrupted their sort of half-court rhythm. Got a steal on one, but I just thought the physicality, the intent to what his role is tonight was executed to perfection.
And then where would you go with kind of LeBron, AD, and just the games that they had and this opponent?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think you certainly have to think about how you can move Wembanyama around defensively. I thought we did that well tonight. AD, whether it was crashing the boards or running in transition, just he's always getting 8 to 12 points, like garbage buckets, just cleaning stuff up. And when we execute and we're really sort of intentional about how we were using him in set plays, he got to some good spots. And just I told him after the game, I said, I know you're doing this now on a nightly basis. I'm not taking it for granted. Like it's fun to coach, it's fun to watch. And then with LeBron, I think it was you that asked me the other night about, as a coach, do you think about him as a bigger threat as a scorer or passer, or how do you sort of find that balance? And look, it's tough. He's able to consistently make the right read and make the right play. And on a night where he doesn't take a ton of shots, he ends up with 16 rebounds and 12 assists. We got to clean up a couple of those turnovers, but yeah, in the bad way. But the emphasis points that I've talked to you guys about this, the responsiveness to some of the emphasis points that we've displayed throughout the preseason and the regular season are really promising. And when you're leader, when you're captain, when we're emphasizing being physical on the defensive glass, we're emphasizing defensive rebounds, and we're emphasizing limiting second chance points, and then he's going out there and just grabbing every rebound. It's awesome for our group.
The scoring for LeBron, like the shots are going to go in, they're going to go out. The rebounding, the ball will find him, or he's going to use the effort to do it. But the assist factor, I would think there's some kind of influence that you and the coaching staff would have on where he gets the ball, when he gets the ball, how many times he gets the ball. He's up to, I think, his second highest assist average of his career right now. His highest was when he won a championship with the Lakers. How can there be the best balance of him using his playmaking instincts while still having AD be the hub?
Some of that is staggering lineups with those two and making sure one of them is always on the court. And I think when we made the initial change, and obviously the starting lineup has changed since then, but when we made the initial change and got him with AR, I think that's been really good for us with some second unit guys. I think the biggest thing that we've kind of seen as a staff is, as we continue to sort of build out the offensive system and play calling sheet, it's very easy to then get him and AD the ball in the right spot, or have AD rolling with a empty side or with a single side tag. Like it's like every ATO we draw is out of our formations. It's all out of the system. It's not like I'm drawing up random stuff. So, coming out of timeouts, I think we've done a really good job with those two guys, making sure they get the ball in the right spots.
JJ,
we obviously just talked about Max, but Gabe came in, what was everywhere defensively, hit a big shot in the fourth. D'Lo also 6 assists, 13 points, hit a couple big shots as well. Just, the bench has been a big talking point early on, but seeing these guys come in, I know can be noise with single game plus minus, but 3 of the guys had a double digit, in the positive, like just the impact of the bench tonight. Overall.
Yeah, I would say the biggest impact happened at the beginning of the game. Where we get down by double figures, we're not getting stops, and we're not getting out and running. We're not playing fast. We're not really playing with pace. Thought we executed well in the half court and got some shots that didn't go in, but they changed the entire dynamic of that first half and got us control of the game. And we really never – I know they made some tough shots. Wembanyama was awesome. Devin Vassell was awesome. Stephon Castle was awesome. Like they made shots – They kept punching, they kept fighting, but it felt like we had control of the game, and really where that happened was when the bench came in the first quarter.
JJ, we've looked at – you've mentioned kind of some moments that have come up that it can be like, trust-building moments, right, like these things that occur or whatever. Usually late in games, LeBron James has a ball in his hands when you guys need a bucket. Like that's just been 22 years of it. Tonight he gets that bucket, but he got it off a cut with AD. Like, when you think about trying to build out the way you guys want to play late in games, how important can something like that be?
It wasn't just that play. There was an earlier play where I think AR hit the 3, and I believe there's one other possession. I'll find it on the rewatch, but I think there were 3 possessions down the stretch where there was a set call or there was an ATO, and the first option wasn't there, and we got to a second option. We got to the third action, and the LeBron play was like the 4th action on that play. And so for the guys just building that trust, we talk about it all the time, like making teams defend multiple actions in a possession, that we're going to break down a defense that way. That was a perfect example of it, and it happened at the perfect time.
You guys, I think, scored at, your last 3 real offensive possessions, they were all kind of similar, right? Like the pick and roll with AD and where he got, or with Reeves got Wemby to switch and kind of was patient and stuff like that.
I believe we had a horn set out of there too. But yeah, I mean it's like if you can scout us, we're gonna put AR, LeBron, and AD in action at the end of a game. That's what we're gonna do.
No, you guys just wrapped this game up, but you have New Orleans tomorrow. Just what stood out to you about them, the way they've been playing?
They're going to play hard. It's what we talked about this morning. It's really hard to win a game in this league. It's really hard to win on the road in this league, and it requires effort and toughness, and the same effort and toughness, and I would say intent to just disrupt. We're going to need that tomorrow. I don't know the final score. It looked like they were beating Denver when they ended up winning. Yeah. So last time I checked, they were up 7 with a few minutes to go. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough game.